Hi everyone. It's been a month since I last made a video, and as you will remember from my last video, the last one really was about the tragic loss of my son back in September. Well, what can I say? I'm not sure things are getting easier or not. It's really hard to say, because some days I feel that I'm on top of things, and then other days not quite so. And there are memories which are good, but sometimes you just, something can happen and it'll just make me want to weep, basically. In my loss of David. But as most of you know, I am a Christian. It's made me question many of my beliefs, especially concerning eternity, and I really can't go into all of them here. I know that some of the conclusions that I have come to, or are coming towards, would not necessarily be accepted by some Christians. But anyhow, I've had to give David into the hands of the Lord, and I will look forward to seeing him again one day. So really, this whole part of my life is completely clouded by the death of my son. As I'm sure you'll understand, it affects much of my thinking, and I've found that being at home on my own sometimes quite difficult, and if I don't keep my mind occupied, then it's very easy to start to dwell on what happened. We still don't have a date for the inquest. We're still waiting for that. In fact, they've not given us much information, and I have to admit that I've not really felt up to chasing the coroner to find out what's happening. So we're not sure when that's going to be, but I have a horrible feeling that we'll just start to get fairly used to the idea of David not being here, and suddenly it'll all have to be trawled over again in a inquest. So anyhow, I have now got the results back from the Lyme disease tests, and not totally unsurprisingly, they have come back as negative, but I am told by my doctor that this is not unusual, because the tests aren't very reliable, and that he still considers from my clinical symptoms that I have Lyme disease. So I had started on taking oxycycline, which is a antibiotic at very high doses. I think the usual dose is about 100 to 200 mg a day. I'm taking 300 a day. I'm not sure what effect it's having. At first it seemed to make me feel worse, and I'm told again that can be a good sign, because it means that the bacteria are dying off. Now, I've been on it now for, this is my third week. I'm just started my third week, and I can't say that I've noticed any improvement at all. I have far more numbness in my feet at the moment than I did have, and my ability to walk, I don't know, it just doesn't seem, it just seems to deteriorate. I don't know, that's very subjective, and whether it really is or whether it just feels like it, I don't know. So it really is a matter of waiting and seeing whether the antibiotics actually do anything. But I'm still I don't know. I want to accept that this is the right diagnosis, but when there are no clear results, it's very hard to accept, and it still leaves me in a state of limbo. And I've had to pay for my drugs privately. I know for most people in America that would be normal, but in the UK we have a national health service which we pay taxes for, to pay for all of that, but to actually get my own GP to prescribe something for something that there aren't any results for would be virtually impossible. So I've not even bothered to try. So really it's a matter of waiting to see. Perhaps they'll work, perhaps they won't. I've also started to have speech and language therapy to try to deal with my speech issues, which we'll see how helpful that is in the course of time. But as of now, that's where things are. I've started the antibiotics. I'm waiting to see if they have any effect. I was told that they probably take a couple of months before I know for certain. I'm still feeling quite rough, generally speaking. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Still trying to get through this illness, and also to trying to get through the loss that we've suffered. I am confident that that we will get through it, and that with God's help we will cope. But it's a road I'd rather not have walked. It's one thing having your health taken from you, and in many ways I can bear that, although I have always believed in the possibility of God healing me. But it's quite another thing to have a child taken away. Okay, he was in his 20s, but to me he was my child, and there's no easy way of getting around that. There'll always be that hole that's missing in our lives. But all I can do is trust that God will make us strong, and look forward to the day when we will be reunited. So I'll end the video here and hopefully speak to you soon. Oh, thank you for everyone for all your lovely comments and messages of condolence, and I don't always get around to replying to everyone. Please don't think it's because I just sometimes just can't get my head around to do it. It's as simple as that. So it's not that I'm ignoring people. Anyhow, bye for now.